So today we're talking with Ed Stulak. Ed is a team leader here at Real Broker and a social media and personal branding expert and author of a brand new book, Expose Yourself: How to Build a Personal Brand That Attracts Millions and Gets You Seen. Ed, how you doing today?
Man, I am ready to expose myself. How you doing?
I love it, man, dude. Let's get you some exposure. I love it, man. So let's dive in. And why do you think that today in 2024 it is important for real estate agents to build their own personal brand?
Everyone has one. It's a matter of how to compete with the next person that you're up against when it comes to a listing appointment, buyer consultations. How do the consumers out there view you as opposed to, again, your competition? So you got to stand out from the rest, because over the past over the past many years, several years, it's just truly been agents representing the company. I'm with Remax, I'm with Keller Williams, I'm with Century 21, I'm with Sotheby's, and this is why I'm the best. Not necessarily. They all probably have cool things to offer to you to help you succeed as a real estate agent there. But at the end of the day, not many people are going to wear the beard like you or wear the hat like you or have the background like you. That's your brand. This is, you can be with whatever team you want, but it's your brand that attracts people, so you got to expose yourself the right way. That's why I made this book. Like, how do you expose yourself the right way? So yeah, it's a little bit of that. It's very important nowadays, more than ever before.
I love it. Yeah, it seems like, you go back 10 years ago, it really was all about what company brand you associate with. And it seems like today, all the companies, are allowing us to build our own personal brand. And for me, like, this is how we compete with Zillow, right? Like, Zillow is going to gobble us all up unless we build a personal brand and build that connection with our own clients. So let me ask you this. How would you describe your own personal brand? How would you describe that?
So the brand that I've crafted over the years is very genuine, very authentic, very entertaining. I'll put a twist on that. I make it desirable and intriguing to want to work with or associate yourself with. So, I've had clients that have reached out to me and said, dude, the only reason I really chose you is because you're just so authentic. Your energy is so contagious. Like, I just want to be around that when buying my house or when selling my house. And it means the world to me when I hear that. I want to work with people that want to work with me. I don't want to answer or pick up the phone and force someone to work with me because of the way I've flexed my words around sentences that make you say, maybe this is a good salesman. This guy got me hooked. Okay, it's important, but I'd rather people want to work with me. So I think most of the people that do end up working with me is because they want to. And I find that sales process to be so much easier. I can't even call it sales. I didn't sell them anything. It's just I'm helping you get from point A to point B. Maybe that be from no house to house, from rental to now you're home, from I don't want this house anymore to, well, now I don't know, homeless, I don't know, or the next process, next house. So that's really what I've wanted to craft, is something that is intriguing, something compelling, something attractive, something desirable.
I love it. And so I think when a lot of people think about a personal brand, the first thing they probably think about is like a logo and like, what color should that logo be? What are the colors of their brand? But I feel like today in 2024, it's so much more than just like a logo and what colors that really influence your personal brand. What are some of those like components that make up a personal brand? What are the different levers that we can pull to influence our personal brand?
Colors are definitely a big part to it. Okay. Typography, font styles, logos, totally a variable that's very important, should not be neglected. But there are other variables that will, again, attract someone your way as opposed to the next. So call it John Smith, regular realtor. All that person does is just pick up the phone, hammer away, calls, try to get a client out there, and they follow a script because the script works. The script is science. You got to call this way, and if they say this, you got to hit them with this, and if they say that, you got to hit them with that, and if they don't say that, well, then you got to follow them down this CRM, and it's very robotic. Whereas opposed to the other brand elements that can truly make you stand out are character, of how you follow up with people, of what kind of value you provide to them. Are you just that person that texts your client that you haven't spoken with in about a week and a half of searching homes with? You're helping them find a house. Are you going to text them just, hey, checking in? What's up, Malcolm? Following up.
So your behavior and your communication, that's part of your personal brand as well.
Yeah, for sure. So my follow-up approach is more so of sending a video message. I'll send a video message to you and say, Malcolm, what's going on? Dude, I'm here mowing my lawn. I figured, one day you're going to be mowing your lawn soon enough, but we got to find that house to help, I'm here just thinking about you. Nonetheless, hope you're good. We'll chat soon. Something like that. Just a little bit more personable, something that makes, and I don't know, like prime example, I have one client that I just won. He's a buyer. Okay. I had to fight for this buyer, which is weird to say, but I guess we're in that world now where we have to not just fight for listings, but also fight for buyers. This buyer was interviewing 5 other agents. Like, okay, how do I stand out? What do I do? So recently I was at a house doing a home inspection and I sent the guy a video message. His name is Austin. Shout out to Austin. Austin, him and his wife got a kid now. And I sent the video to him. I said, yo, Austin, what's going on? Dude, just checking in with you. Listen, I'm at a house over here in Somerville, New Jersey. I know this is where you're looking. We're doing a home inspection, and I know we're going to be doing one for you soon enough, too. I think this neighborhood is really cool. It's going to be good for your little girl. Dude, it's going to be an awesome time. Sterling is going to love growing up here. She's got neighbors. Anyway, dude, I was just thinking about you. Anywho, we'll chat soon. Ciao. And I sent him that video message, which took me 25 seconds to film. But what I also did is I actually have this cool thing. I gotta show you. It's like a video postcard.
What?
So it's a little sloppy right now because I'm pretty sure his daughter probably drooled on it or something. But I sent him this video postcard, which is, just Orbis Group on the back, my logo on the front. Are you ready to experience the difference? And when you open it, there's a video that starts playing.
Hey, what's up, guys? Austin, Levi, Sterling.
So I sent him that. And this was wild. And when I sent him this, he said, dude, no one has followed up with me like you do. And I can't even tell you how much my wife and I appreciate that, dude. Everyone else cared, but you care. And you've shown it. So, dude, we want to work with you. And I won that piece of business and I'm excited to help him buy a house. But it's stuff like that makes you different. Makes exactly that reaction that you just had and that's what I want to give to clients, something that, wow, this guy cares.
I love that. Okay.
We can automate,
Let's pause that. What is that card? What is that? I've never seen that. How much does one of those things cost? I've never seen that before.
$100 a pop.
Okay.
Very expensive. But I do tell clients, please return it to me because I do need to, create a difference, experience the difference for the next clients. And they're like, yeah, no problem. We'll give it back.
Okay.
So I try to reel it back if I possibly can. But I bought 10 of them. Yeah. It's called Video Box. So really cool. I found them on Instagram or somewhere a long time ago. So I started implementing that into my strategies, into my client follow-up. It's so if I have $1 million sale, for example, I want to follow up with them. That's awesome. This was for a $750,000 price buyer, nothing crazy, but still nothing small to neglect. And plus I want to win his business. I would love to work with a family like that because again, they want to work with me and I want to work with them. So
I love that. That's super cool. I mean, if somebody's going to mail a gift basket or a box of cookies or brownies or somebody, you could easily spend $100 on something like that. So something like that though, is that's part of your personal brand for sure. And it really makes you stand out. They probably have never in their life gotten anything like that.
Right. So a video postcard like that, I bought 10 of them for almost $1,200, to get the matte feel. And you can see the logo, it kind of glosser and, you can feel it. It feels nice. It also comes in a box. It's pretty cool. But I figured if I can convert one client with this cool flavor to the journey of the home buying or selling process, it'll I'll get my money back. It's all good.
Easily worth it. Even if you only lose half of them and you only get half of them back, that's still worth it, man. That's a really cool little gadget there. I love it. And so what about social media? Does social media influence somebody's personal brand as well? And how can they kind of leverage that to promote their personal brand?
Yeah. So social media is the best business card of them all.
Yeah.
I have business cards. I got these little guys. They're fun. I leave them at houses. If I go to an open house, I'm like, here you go. Or if I'm going with a client, I'll be like, I know you guys are going to go to open houses and you're not going to call me because you think you're bothering me on a Sunday. Don't worry, you're not. But here's 15 business cards. Give it to them. Let them know you're working with me. So things like that. But social media, I mean, every single one of my suits, for example, I have a little business card holder, which holds my chapsticks and my hotel keys and maybe, I don't know what else, AirPods. But other than that, no business cards in there because on my other side of my jacket, I have my Instagram username. And so I tell people, hey, just follow me on Instagram. You want my card? Just follow me on Instagram instead.
You're gonna you just open up your jacket and it's right there?
Right there. It's just mine at Stulak, the one that's here. That's all that there is. And first of all, they laugh because they're like, holy crap, I've never seen that before. Second, it's, first impression. They're like, damn, this guy takes his social media serious. So they go and check me out and then they see, oh, Instagram, wow. And here's his profile picture. This is his full name. This is his location. Here's his website. Here's his contact. Here's his videos. They learn so much more about me on my social media as opposed to this thing. This thing is going to end up in the trash no matter how it feels or looks. More than likely will go in the trash. But a social media, the only thing that they can do is unfollow you, which you got to do something really stupid for them to unfollow you, or really, really invaluable, not valuable. Let's put it that way. Not valuable for them to say, nah, I don't need to follow Malcolm anymore. I don't need to follow Ed. All right. But your social media is such a good first impression if you make it a good first impression.
Yeah, you actually, conversations with you is what convinced me to actually start focusing on Instagram, right? I'm more of a YouTube guy and I like doing blogs, but in the last like year and a half, I've really been trying to double down on Instagram. And I remember you saying something like, if I could choose between giving somebody a business card or getting them to follow me on my Instagram, where they're going to see me in their phone week after week after week after week for months and for years, like that's a way, way, way more valuable. That is 100 times more valuable than handing somebody a business card. Is getting in their feed like that. So I totally get that, man. And I've really been focusing on Instagram. I'm still focused on it now moving forward. I love it. So if somebody is like, okay, I don't really have much of a personal brand. I'm kind of, pretty plain, and I need to build a personal brand for myself to help me stand out in this market. Where should they start? What's like the first step in designing and creating a personal brand?
So on several of my chapters, I feel like shameless plug, but shameless plug. I feel, this is a good time for it. But on a few of my pages of my chapters, I have the brainstorm cloud, right? So full of thought bubbles of thinking about whatever hits your mind first. So when it comes to brainstorming, in the beginning stages of my brand development, I was thinking like, who am I? Like, what colors do I love? I love blue. Like, I'm always in blue suit, blue everything, right? I'm always in blue. My glasses are blue. My eyes are blue. Like, that's something I just can't change. So let me just roll with blue as much as I can. And okay, so I'm thinking blue as a color. All right, what's my font? What is it that I look like or feel more resonated to? That developed and spiraled into so many things, because then it got me thinking deeper of who is Ed and who can Ed portray himself to be more like Ed without making it feel like work. So I know a lot of realtors that are in the business and are on social media because they have to, because Malcolm's on there. Malcolm's doing a great job on YouTube. I have to be on YouTube, and I have to look like Malcolm, and I have to speak like Malcolm, and I have to look like him, and I have to have a background like him. I have to Malcolm. Yeah, to a degree, you get inspiration from that, but don't become someone else. And so then I thought, who am I that will allow me to act like me professionally, let's put it, but still allow me to breathe like I am, because I don't want to be someone else or try to, not step on toes or anything. There's certain things. I don't want to talk religion. I don't want to talk politics. That's not my thing ever. But I will point my opinion when it comes on social media or real estate or things like that. Got to be careful with it. But I'm also, energetic. Like I'm a goofball. I can be quirky sometimes. Like I don't want to stop myself from being that, because I have that humor aspect to me. So I want to put it out there. But I can also put my assertive character on as well, because it's just who I am. So when I can showcase that on social media, I don't know, I feel like people find it to be vulnerable, be authentic, they can relate to it a little bit more. So my advice, I guess, for those that might be listening, of how they can fine tune their brand in the early stages, it's just like find the roots of who you are. Don't avoid it. If you are quirky, be quirky. Like if you're professional, be professional. If you want to be super luxurious and super sophisticated and, suit and dress and all that stuff, do it. That's who you are. Don't stop. Don't strive away. Gary Vee, for example, man, that guy curses left and right. He says every word you can think of. Some people don't want to curse ever because, I have a professional facade. I can't show that. Sometimes I'll let it slip. It's what it is, but you got to allow yourself and understand what you are willing to allow and what you're willing to become and portray yourself online. And then just let it go, because it's so vulnerable. And vulnerability in the long run, I feel, wins the most engagement, the most
connection. Yeah, like when you're vulnerable, people connect with you and they relate with you a lot more.
Yeah, I think so. In my perspective, in my experiences so far.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And so you just recently wrote that book that you're just shamelessly plugging on my show.
Yeah, no, I don't want to plug it in again, but oh my God.
Let's talk about that. So in terms of building a personal brand, how does having your own book and being a published author on Amazon, how does that influence your brand? Like, what is the message that sends for your brand?
About 7 years ago, someone told me that the word authority has the word author in it. You gotta work towards gaining and earning that authority. And since then, I started figuring out, how can I truly gain authority? What are the aspects and avenues that I'm going to go down that will allow me to earn that authority? I know writing a book one day was inevitable. I was going to write it one day. I didn't know when. This book was started 3 years ago. So I started writing it 3 years ago plus, just putting thoughts together, what works, what doesn't. I didn't want to fluff it up with just nonsense. I wanted to truly put stuff that's really tactical, and you can like implement right away after this podcast, after this book. You read it, like, all right, now I know at least where to start online with my social media, my personal brand. And someone said author though. And so since I've become one now, which is, such a blessing to say, I'm very happy I can say it. People just treat me a little bit more differently. They treat me more seriously. Let's put it that way. My clients alone are now bringing it up to me left and right. They're like, wow, you're an author now. This is so, like, I got to tell my friends about it, and they're posting about it.
Yeah.
It's a different level of respect, I must say, that I thought would come with the title, but I didn't know if it truly would until now I'm experiencing it, and just very grateful for it. Not everyone can become one. Like I didn't feel ready to say I'm an author at the age of 27 when I started writing the book. But now that I've truly attracted millions of whether it be dollars or whether it be likes or views online, like, okay, now I think I have proof to the pudding as to release this book. So, that's a little bit of the answer, if that makes sense. I hope
it makes sense, man. I love it. Yeah, it definitely gives you authoritative, and you're building your personal brand, and it gives you credibility in a lot of ways as well. Like it's also just an accomplishment. How many people say I want to write a book and they never do? They never put the 3 years of work into actually accomplishing it. It's almost like running a marathon. You give them kudos for accomplishing this huge goal like that. And so you're launching the book just recently, and I'm seeing it all over social media, all over Instagram. All these agents are posting and talking about it. What's your strategy for promoting a book like that? If somebody else wanted to write a book to help with their personal brand, what's your strategy for getting it out there and getting exposure and getting reviews and getting some traction on Amazon with that?
So recently I hosted an event called Real Social. And it was just a regular event where we brought some real estate professionals from around the country and Canada to speak about social media and all things social. We just kept it real social focused, right? And when I was in that crowd of 115, 120 people, I was like, when better else to announce a book launch than in front of them without, spending an arm and a leg on some sort of fancy venue and bringing people from all around, and like, let's just do it there and then. So I took leverage and advantage of my own event that I was hosting with my colleagues and launched it that day. And like we made a 10-minute thing out of it. It was a fun time. I had all the people that I loved and cared about in the same room. A lot of people I knew, a lot of people I didn't know. So I'm thinking, how better else to announce something really cool to a group of people like this than now? Like, let's do what's to do now. And so there was about 115-ish people in that room, and every single one of them got a free copy. So I made sure everyone under their seats had a copy of the book.
I love it.
So everyone got a copy of the book. They were loving it. And inside the book, I also had a little letter that I wrote for them, each single person. I said, like, allow me to make this day even more special. Here's a copy of my book. It would mean the world to me if you can take a picture of it, throw it up on your social media, promote it for me. I would just love to get the word out there to others that want to expose themselves but don't know how to. I feel like this book would be great for them. So like, if you can, just put it out there to the world if you want. If you don't have to. And here's also a QR code to buy the book if you wish. You don't have to. Obviously, I gave you a free copy. But if you want to help me support my now ongoing work as an author, this is how you can support that. Here you go. Here's the QR code. Go buy the book. So I had a few people buy it. I had a few people not buy it, but people were talking about it. So that was one segment. Get a bunch of people talking about it. In the book also, there's one page, 111, page 111, where I talk about 10 users, 10 Instagram accounts that I'm inspired by daily, that create cool content, whatever that may be. And I put their Instagram usernames in there. Before I even launched the book, I reached out to them all to make sure I got their okay. And they're like, yeah, of course. And I said, cool. When I launch the book, could you please do me a favor and buy the book and talk about how you're in the book as well so you can expose it to your people too?
Yeah.
So they're like, yeah, of course. So I had some people like Troy Serrano, Chris Benjamin, and the mortgage mentor, Rachel, like all these people were talking about this book, which have followings of 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, whether it was on TikTok or Instagram. Dan Parker posted about the book the other day too. So it means the world to me when I can, have a good community of people that can talk about it in the right way, shed the correct light on it in front of their communities that they've built up. So that's a little bit of the strategies. And I have a few more that I'm working on. I don't want to talk about them just yet because I don't know if they're going to work. They could tank, honestly.
Yeah, no, those are both great, man. You know what I love about you is that I feel like most of your brand building is organic, right? You're creating content, whether it's a book or social media. But when you do invest money, it's almost like pouring gasoline on a fire. So like you're investing money and buying all those copies of the book. as part of your promotion, right? You're not just taking that money and running Facebook ads with it. You're getting creative with it. You're investing money in having a custom made suit with your Instagram tag. You're investing money in having these custom cards that you can record custom videos and mail to people. So you're not afraid to invest money in it, but it's not just Google pay-per-click ads and Facebook ads. You're getting creative, and you're probably getting a far higher ROI of those investments than somebody who just relies on Facebook ads and doesn't have that creative element to it. So I love it. All right, man. If anybody wants to follow you, Ed, what's the best way to get a hold of you and kind of follow your journey and learn more about personal branding?
At Ed Stulak, anywhere, more than likely anywhere. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, Venmo. I don't know, everywhere. Ed Stulak, but Instagram is the go-to.
Yeah, I love it. And what's one more shameless plug? What's the name of your book?
Expose Yourself.
I love it. All right, Ed, man, I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you, brother, having me on. I appreciate the love so much. Thank you.